Kansas City. How was everybody this morning?
Good morning.
All right, we got it down to a low roar. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, the great heat wave of 2016 looks to have broken, so that's good. Nice and cool outside. We're going to go ahead and start off with our invocation this morning. Guy, you got that for us?
I did. It was real easy to get a volunteer this morning. Lord, we ask you to preside over our meeting and our labors and to bless all of our endeavors. Help us to build a community united in harmony of love and service. We thank you, Lord, for everything which widens our knowledge and equips us more fully for the task of life and living. Teach us to know our strengths that we may use the gifts and talents which you have given us. Help us to share loving concern for each other at all times. And help us to really know you, for this is the beginning and the end of all wisdom. Amen. Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we test that the things we think, say, and do
is the truth, is it fair to all concerned, will it build goodwill and better friendships, will it be beneficial to all concerned.
All right, Matthew, did anybody come to the meeting today?
Yeah, we got a few people here today. We've got about 43 Rotarians and visitors. We have Deborah Friedman from Summit who's visiting with us today. Then we have some guests. Erica has a guest for her this morning.
I do. I have little Erica, 11 this morning. Today is her first day of high school. And what better way to kick it off than to have breakfast with you guys? So she's a little nervous. I thought she needed to come and you guys can make her feel good and comfortable about what's going to happen today.
Where did you end up choosing?
I went to Bennett Early College.
Very good. I knew it was a big search for you. That's awesome. Well, congratulations with that. Dale, anybody get older?
Oh, yes, we have.
On August the 7th, Max Kern is going to be a year older. Maxie? And on August 9th, Stephanie Justice will have a third wedding anniversary.
Thank you for running. All right, that's it. All right, who wants to play the feud? All right, come on now, come on. These are all. This is gonna be an easy question day. Easy question day. So if you bought any raffle tickets, get them out. Get them out. We got a chance to win some more. Last ticket or last two on your ticket, 94. Anybody got 94?
Oh, thank you, Chris.
You got all right. Who's got? Oh, stay there, stay there. Who's got 79? Anybody got 79? Anybody? Anybody? The smart one. All right. Well, Howard, I guess you get to pick what table you want to play against. Pick a table then.
All right, let's see which one we like there.
Oh, man.
Let's pick that one right here.
Okay. All right. We'll be playing against that table. Well, you guys work on who your captain's going to be. And you can go ahead and sit back down. We'll play in the feud. So this is top 8 answers are on the board. Top 8 answers are on the board. All you have to do, Howard, is name a German food. Name a German food.
Tony.
That's number 7 answers. All right, you're on the board. All right, what do we got? Name a German food. Peter Stissel, that's number 2 answer. Good job. All right. Sauerkraut, you took the number 1 answer. All right, we got 5 answers left on the board. All right, what do we got, Tony?
Oh.
All right, let's see. That is a That's going to be your first strike. All right, guys, what do you got? Say that again. Beer. Okay. We see beer. No, all right, what do you got over here, Rob? Name a German food. 5 more answers on the board.
I would say pretzel.
All right, Taylor, you got a chance to steal.
The German restaurant.
All right,
Always.
5 answers on the board. Name a German food. Wieners is on the board. Sausage gets it. All right, this table wins. Split them up. All right, guys. All right, so there was knockwurst, sauerbraten, German chocolate cake, and potato salad. That's what was left All right, so announcements. We have got a big week coming up. We have the baseball game. Dale has been handing out tickets, so if you order tickets and you have not gotten them yet, check with Dale. He has those for you. We also have, I think the spots for the food packing are all full, so good job with that. And that's obviously a district-wide project, so everybody participate in that, but those spots are full. Don't forget that on August 11th, that is next week, we will be meeting at the Proximity. Ralph is going to be at the meeting, and I'm working on a backup plan just in case Ralph's not there. So I got the text. I had a text this morning at like 6:35 that he wasn't going to be at the meeting this morning. So hopefully I will not get that text at the beach next week. But if so, you guys do the best you can. All right, Buster, you want to go ahead and do some happy dollars?
I think we're ready to do some happy
Let's
dollars.
do some.
I've got one. What do y'all think of that? All right, about a year ago, I had this idea that I was going to go back to school. So I enrolled in this thing at UNCG. It's called a graduate certificate in logistics and supply chain management. I don't know why I decided to do this. So I just turned in my last paper. Basically it's 4 courses that are in the MBA program that have to do with logistics and supply chain management. I made 4 A's, which equals my college record. So I'm done. It is a hallelujah. I've been watching television every night. I'm going to get up the nerve to ask my boss for a raise today. Yeah, good luck with that. I don't think it's going to work. Bobby C.
Our daughter Rachel graduated Carolina a year ago. Her passion was to be a physical therapist, and it's extremely hard to get into physical therapy school. There's only 30 seats in each class. And she had applied and been turned down, and she's been working at the hospital at High Point. And she was on a wait list to go back to Carolina. She wanted to stay in state. Anyway, there's one at East Carolina, one at Chapel Hill, one at Western Carolina, one at Winston-Salem State. But she got an email the other day. Winston-Salem State accepted her.
I hope it's going to be a happy day or a happy dollar. This kind of a story. When I was a teenager, they had this program to improve your language. They had pen pals, if you may remember. So when I was about 15, I think for English, they asked, do you want a pen pal? I said, sure, I want to write the girl from the US. That happened. It wasn't organized too perfectly because it got letters from 4 different girls. But the interesting thing, for a long time, I kept writing with all 4 of them, all the way through university. But with 2 of the 4, I still have contact. And one of the 2 I met only once, the first time, 23 years ago. She lives in New Hampshire. And today she's going to visit.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to be a happy day.
Yeah.
So since Elena's here, I'll give you an Elena-ism this morning as we're driving in. She says to me, Mom, I don't know if I'll be able to make friends as easily as I used to when I was a kid.
Yeah, we've all heard that. Cried about that.
All right, so Big Man has been, my oldest current has been for the last 2 weeks at Driver's Ed over at Eastern Guilford. You guys know Curran is my child with autism, but he has, the deal I made with him was that if you are serious about this and you want to tackle it, this is all on you. And I made him download the book and read that before he was ever even able to sign up. And I thought I was covered because he hates to read. I mean, he absolutely hates to read. So I figured if I made that a condition of driver's ed, he wouldn't do it. But he decided he was all in. He read the book, and today is his final exam. They've had 4 exams so far, and he hadn't made lower than a 90 on any of them. So now the driving portion, that may be a different story. I've taken him to Northwest a few times to roll around the parking lot, and that has been fright fest. It's not hard. So we've got lots of work to do on that part, but the classroom section is almost complete. So that's my Yeah, we need to get something smaller than our cars, because gosh knows, at least lower the probability of hitting anything. Less surface area. So, all right, Mike, you got some stuff for us? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's right.
Now, a lot of you know my daughter, Alexandra, and you've heard me talk about her, but I just wanted to say that she was interviewed for NPR on the exhibit that she co-curated up at the museum. And so if anybody wants to hear her wonderful interview, it's on the Corning Museum of Glass, cmog.org.
Well, everybody, Grandpappy Lewis is sort of this fount of wisdom, but he is not the only source of wisdom. So today I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to give y'all a quote. And I want the first person to guess who said the quote is going to win a commemorative Lewis Storage travel log. So let me just say, I'll give you a hint that this is an ancient source of wisdom. So, very old source of wisdom. So, here's the quote. Just because you can't dance doesn't mean you shouldn't dance. Lawrence Mann.
Lawrence Will.
An ancient source of wisdom.
Ancient. Mike Conrad.
James Brown.
All right. Alcohol. Who's that Lawrence man?
Okay. I'd like to ask Mid Milton and Dale Hawkins to come forward, please. You know, it's a great day, special day in Rotary whenever you can present one of our members, or actually two of our members, multiple Paul Harris Fellows. And as you know, a Paul Harris Fellow is a Rotarian that is given a minimum of $1,000 to our Rotary Foundation for the wonderful things we do, the educational and the humanitarian projects that not only we do as a club, but it's done around the world. These two gentlemen have not only attained the first Paul Harris Fellow, but in the case of Dale, he has 2 plus that one. And I'm going to give him his pen. He's a Paul Harris plus 2. So this is for you, Dale. Thanks, sir. And for Mid is a Paul Harris plus 3. Now you got to remember, both of these guys are Paul Harris Society members, so they are contributing a minimum of $1,000 a year to our Rotary Foundation. So both of them are on the fast track to be major donors for our Rotary Foundation. So let's give them a really nice congratulations for what they've done in helping others in the world.
Guys, it's $1,000+ a year, and if you're a faithful person, hopefully you're tithing and doing some offerings to things you truly believe in and your faith and or charities. And knowing the heart of Rotary, it's a no-brainer. So I encourage you to consider this coming year being a Paul Harris Fellow yourself. It's $1,000, $80 a month, I think.
Yeah.
But if you choose to do that, or just stroke one. But either way, you know the causes that it goes for, what it stands for, and I encourage you to participate and become a Paul Harris Fellow yourself.
Thank you. Good deal.
All right, then don't get comfortable. There we go. Got our speaker introduction for us. Thank you, sir.
Y'all are such class, I tell you. Some of y'all hadn't seen me. Who's this guy? Is he a new guy? I literally see 3 people in a room. I don't know who you are. So, and that's my fault. But my children, I got 4 under 5, and the 2 twins, the oldest, are dressing themselves and starting to peel bananas themselves. So I'm freed up now. What I'd like to introduce to you today is American Express representatives, Amex. Most of us have one in our pocket, some don't, some do. But I got a phone call, she got through my girl, and I ended up chatting with an Amex rep. And she said, I'd like to talk to you about a corporate account. You qualify now. And I'm like, corporate, business, corporate, bit the same to me. And she said, no, your business account, Mr. Middleton, you've been personally guaranteeing it all this time. I was like, oh really? When can you come in? So at least now I got a buffer of the company, that's the corporate thing. Plus, one interesting thing we did with it too was we're just using it for operations, running down to the store, getting some office supplies. And then I had an epiphany, wow, maybe my suppliers, and we have 400 different suppliers, might accept the Amex card. 30 days go by, they're screaming for their dough, and we say, hey, we got our Amex card. And we were surprised to realize how many companies actually accepted it. So we actually picked up another 30 days in our cash flow. So I was like, Eureka. So we started a program contacting all our suppliers. But in the meantime, Victoria Thomas, Laura Ammarell, and I'm not going to steal all their stuff, but Amex is doing a lot more than just you using your card and zinging it. And I want them to come up and share the services they can do for you. They have an automated AR system, an AP system, and if you got folks you're paying for in there, it's a consideration. And I'm really pleased. I learned a great deal, and also I like the points. Please come on up. Introduce Victoria.
I had to grab my agenda there in case I missed something, but thank you and good morning. Thanks so much for having us here today. pretty exciting. You guys are a lively, fun group of people, so thank you. We can kind of kick it right off. One of the great things about American Express, it's one of those brands that I don't have to waste 20 minutes telling you who we are. My name is Victoria Thomas, and this is my counterpart, Laura Ammarell. I cover the Greensboro and surrounding areas, and she's High Point and surrounding too. And thank you for the great introduction. We are with our corporate card platform. So let me ask a quick question. How many of you are current American Express card holders, whether it's business, personal card, corporate card? Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate your business and your card membership. So with our corporate card program, we work with companies that have annual revenues starting off at $4 million and up to $300 million. That's kind of our sweet spot. And one of the benefits of our program, just like Mid mentioned, is it's based upon the company financials. So there's no, personal ties to your personal credit. You incorporate a business and or an LLC, however you do that to protect your business and to keep anything personal out of it. So there's really two parts underneath our corporate umbrella, which is what I call it. We focus on the accounts payable, like Mid mentioned. We've got lots of different B2B solutions, whether it's purchasing cards, corporate cards, B payments, buyer-initiated payments. We also have new products coming out all the time, including our working capital. It's a 30, 60, 90 days, and it's just a big lump sum of money, however you need it for cash. That's something new that's coming out. And then, of course, our travel and entertainment. American Express is known for our travel programs. We're #1. And there's a reason for that. So I'm going to let Laura talk briefly about our accounts payable, and then we'll come back to me and I'll talk about travel.
All right, thank you. And thank you, Min, I appreciate that. Y'all are in a good group.
It's fun, lively.
Yeah, it makes it fun for us, especially when we're waking up at 4:30 to drive to Greensboro. So thanks for waking me up. So, well, thanks for having us, and I'm going to cover there's really two parts to our business, T&E, travel and entertainment, and then vendor payables. So this is where you're chasing the big dollars to get the big points, or the cash back, or the sign-in bonuses, or whatever you kind of qualify for. So, show of hands, does anybody have a corporate card, or even maybe your personal card, that you're paying vendors or suppliers with? Or is that kind of a new concept? Okay, excellent. Okay, so that's smart business, right? Because you're keeping your cash in your pocket and you're not stroking checks, so you're not having to sign checks, you're not having to pay for postage, you're not having to pay time to stuff the envelopes, you got paper all over the place, and then not to mention fraud. So as soon as that check goes out in the mail, you just opened yourself up. It's got your signature, it's got your routing number, it's got your account number. So we can kind of help with that. We can kind of streamline that system. And basically, we can do a supplier match for you. So you provide us with the information. We can tell you who's going to take Amex. And instead of writing a check, just put it on your Amex card. And then we give you rewards or cash back for doing that. So we can help you with a supplier match to kind of identify those accounts that will take American Express. And then if you're looking to maybe automate that system, maybe you don't want to call them and put it on Amex, or maybe you don't want to shoot them an email, we can do all that for you. So, and we've got like 3 automated systems that have just come out that are really cool. Yeah. So we can kind of help you with that, but that's I guess a big kind of snapshot picture, and then I'll turn it over to Victoria to kind of talk about T&E.
Well, it's writing a check. I mean, it's going to become a thing of the past. It's kind of like writing a letter, which I still do. But when you have email, it's your suppliers get their money a lot faster. You get to take advantage of more early pay discounts. So not only are they're happy because they are getting their money. Something else I should mention too, when Laura was talking about the vendor analysis, we will work on your behalf. So if you have a supplier that you want to pay with your Amex because it's a significant return back to your company, we're a closed loop network. So if you are a company that accepts American Express, you're one of our clients too. So just like I'm out and giving people an incentive to use our card, We have people out on the streets that are going to give you an incentive to accept the card. We own both sides of the relationship, and there's no other bank that can do that. Something else that Laura mentioned is, we've now got cashback programs. These AP automation programs, like, literally just came out, so we can chat about those. But, these are all things that banks can offer. And, this is an unsecured line of credit, so it's free money. It's just hanging that for you, whether it's renovations, everyday expenses, large purchases, whatever you need it for. This is not attached to your balance sheet. This is not attached to your existing banking covenants. Like, this is just free money, or based on a handshake, basically, as long as you pay it back. But, and it's not interest. It's not like a credit card, so there's no interest to it. But, so many people, it's amazing how we walk in and it's like, yeah, we use our card, but it's banging up on your credit every month too, even if you're paying it on time. So the other part of our program is the T&E. How many of you have frequent travelers in your businesses? Okay. Is it mainly domestic or international travel? Both? Okay. So, that's another side of things. And I really believe in, there's 4 parts to, a successful T&E program, and travel and entertainment, I'll refer to it as T&E, for your company. And it's going to be, putting policies in place with your employers, with your employees, so that they're making smart choices. They're not picking the fare that works best time-wise for them. They're picking the one that's cheaper, that's going to save you money. The other part of it is having a travel partner. American Express Travel, that the travel partner is going to get you the best fares. So we've got policies in place, a travel partner to help save you money, and then your card. You're already spending this money on travel. Let's get that return back for you. And not to mention the benefits that your traveler is going to have. Insurance, baggage insurance, accidental life, go in flight. I know I spend $19 every time I fly because, I need internet when I'm traveling for work. Well, these are all benefits that are included. Companion flights, airline fee credits, all those lounges. So, there's a lot of benefits to the card. And then, of course, in expense management. We don't want to be dealing with Excel and Excel sheets and receipts at the end of the month. We want something that's going to be a little bit more streamlined. Well, we can help with all of those things. So that's kind of a quick summary of what we do. But to talk a little bit about the points and the cash back, you guys are obviously, making charitable donations. Use your return at the end of the year to donate. If you're putting $2 million on the card, that's $20,000. If you're doing $3 million, $30,000. We also have additional signing bonuses, which are in the form of cash too. So there's just a lot of incentives, and if you're paying your vendors right now and you're writing a check and receiving no incentive or not receiving a return on the current spend you're doing with travel, you really owe it to your business to take a look at the other solutions that are out there that can earn you some money on spend that you're already doing. So thank you, and we have some remotes. We have some remotes for some yachts, some Mini Coopers, and some helicopters. We would love to come and talk to you guys, kind of see what your businesses are doing. So if there's anybody that would be interested in maybe setting up a time in the next couple of weeks, we've got Laura that's going to pass out a couple of remotes, and we can hand out some business cards. So thank you. Oh yeah, I can take some questions. Yeah, absolutely.
What's a remote?
Remote powered.
Are you a helicopter guy or a yacht guy?
Got it.
Well, or actually, if you just have some kids or whoever that would like to play with one, we've got some here for you. So we can give you the remote, and then we can ship the yacht or the helicopter to you.
I'd like a question.
Yep.
One of the pushback from some of our suppliers is we take Visa and MasterCard and we take Discovery, but it's a little bit more on Amex. And I'd like you to share how y'all approach our suppliers when they don't accept Amex.
Absolutely. So, American Express has this stigma of, this reputation of being more expensive, and that's not always the case. The difference between American Express and the way that Visa, MasterCard, do their fees, we do it based upon industry and spend. And Visa, MasterCard, their fees can differ depending on whether you're calling in with your card number, whether it's getting swiped. There's different charges for all that, and different cards too. Many people are like, oh, American Express is expensive. Well, if you're using a Visa business signature, that's 2.95%. So when it averages out, there's a lot of instances when American Express is actually less than Visa, MasterCard. It's one of those things that, just kind of investigating it instead of just, oh, American Express is expensive. And actually, I'm going to kind of add on to that acceptance. In the past year, 1.3 million more small businesses and other companies have started accepting. So we're really on parity with Visa and MasterCard because that's something else that we get too. So unless you're going to a small, barbecue joint down the road, I know I use American Express as my everyday card, and I think I ran into one business and it was a small jewelry store where I got my ring size that didn't accept. So, that's no longer a concern these days too. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
I have a vendor that used to take Amex and all credit cards from
Okay.
the distributors,
Mm-hmm.
and then they stopped. They still take it from the customers, but not from their distributors.
Okay.
Who I would say are their biggest customers. But in that case, I mean, obviously they've decided that they don't want to pay out any credit card fees.
Any percentage,
Right.
yeah.
But you guys can twist some arms, maybe?
Well, that's something that, if you let me know who it is, I can contact our merchant rep and give them an incentive to take the card. That's the thing, I think, too. You want people to have options. So, okay, yeah, no, I'd be happy to work on that for you. So, yeah.
Our merchant rep is pretty strong. Our merchant rep, she's out there, he's out there. I have a girl in my market, but that's busting her tail every day, and she can do like a one-off situation. So they're, because they're set up obviously to take it, but they don't want to take it for everybody.
Right.
So we could send her over there, and she can do like a one-off and kind of negotiate just for you, and like, hey, X wants to pay you with this card, they're streamlining their program, they're not doing checks anymore, you gotta take the card.
Or I can post it.
Or I can negotiate on your behalf. Like, hey, I've got a customer and they're willing to, switch their business over to you guys if you could accept this card. So we'll work on your behalf.
Yeah, and a lot of times too, like maybe you're paying them net 30 or net 60, we can maybe move that to net 15, and then you can pick up the 30 to 60 day float with us.
Yeah.
So a lot of times that will get the vendor to say, okay, we'll start taking the card again. Because we want our money in 10 days instead of 30. And so you end up getting more flow because we're giving you more than what they were anyways. So that's usually a pretty good negotiating tool.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions? If you guys can hang out for a couple minutes after, maybe if anybody has any questions they want to ask offline, they can.
Absolutely.
Speak.
Thank you.
We'll leave some of these too. These are controllers, so if you are interested in an appointment, we'll leave these behind and just fill out the information.
Hey guys, we're going to donate a book in your honor for coming to speak to us today to Cook Elementary, who we have a reading relationship with. And I have one more duty for you. If you will draw a winning raffle ticket, that would be great.
Last two numbers?
Oh, yeah, last three, yeah.
087.
087.
Yay!
All right, thank you guys. All right, Gate City, good week.